Welcome to the 2023 interview series. I'm Sabrina Schottenhamel, and today I have with me another one of my wonderful entrepreneur friends, Anne-Marie Suter. Welcome, Anne-Marie.
Hi, Sabrina. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Thank you so much for this time. And I want you to introduce yourself and also let people know how we met.
Okay. Well, I am Anne-Marie Suter. I'm a mom of four. I started a personal safety business officially in 2020. So I teach first aid, CPR, firearm safety. I have a little bit of a passion for making sure women have every defense mechanism possible and understand how to use that. And also children firearm safety. You know, there's just too many tragedies that could be avoided with a little bit of education. So education is forefront.
That's wonderful. Yes, women especially, but also, yes, children are, It's very important. I do know someone that one of the boys, actually it was a client's son, I think a son-in-law. He's a cop, and the kids were playing around with his gun and it was loaded.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So it was
it's
not
tragic and heartbreaking.
It was a very tragic story. Yes. So what you're doing is amazing work, and I want to thank you for that.
Well, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember how we met, Anne-Marie?
I do, actually. It was at a multi-chamber event at McGrath Lexus. Alan, our mutual friend Alan, had organized. He puts together these amazing networking events, and he just has a knack for connecting people. And I remember Alan saying, "I have somebody you need to meet." And you were, it was you. And I learned about, oh gosh, I just drew a blank on the name, Toastmasters, that you were involved in Toastmasters. And I always thought that was an awesome organization. And learned about public speaking, your public speaking. And since then, I've also started a public speaking segment of my business to try to reach more people.
Yeah, that's important because, you know, especially for like the work that I do massage therapy, and I went into public speaking so that I could reach more people. As a massage therapist, I can only reach one person at a time. And it's similar to you, public speaking, you get the masses to educate. And, you talked about women and children, but that encompasses families, and then it spreads from there. So it's very important to gain those public speaking skills so we can get our message out there.
Right. Loud and clear.
Yes. Tell the audience how you came about this business, or how you started becoming passionate about it.
I remember from a very early age being very aware of my surroundings. And this one event about 5 o'clock in the morning, midwinter, like it sticks in my mind, and I'll never forget it. I'll never forget the man space. I used to be a competitive figure skater. And what that meant was waking up before school and being on the ice by 5:30 a.m. And so in the winter, it's dark, and we lived very close to a strip that had late night drinking, like the bars would close 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, that's when they stopped serving alcohol. They don't kick everybody out. So then you have a few stragglers going on. And my mom was driving my sister and I to skating practice at 5 o'clock in the morning. And we were coming up to a stop sign on Roosevelt Road, or to turn onto Roosevelt Road. And as we were approaching the stop sign, there was a man in the intersection. And as he saw our car, he started walking toward the car in the street with his thumb up. And he's like, "Come on, give me a ride, give me a ride." And we had a Dodge Omni. I think it was a 1978 Dodge Omni. It was manual windows, crank up, crank down, and manual door locks. And none of those locks were locked. And I remember seeing him approach my mom's door. The car was still moving. This guy was really bold, probably very, very drunk. And I jumped across, I was in the back seat, and I jumped across the back seat and I hit both locks, bam, just before he pulled the door handle. And I remember screaming at my mom, go, go, go. And I just, ever since then, I'm like, you need to know what is going on around you. Fast forward into married life and, motherhood. I remember seeing my neighbor's house get burglarized. And after identifying the guy, calling the police, they caught him. I identified him. And there was a mix up with the state's attorney. They gave him a subpoena for court on a Tuesday and gave me a subpoena for court on Wednesday. Since I wasn't in court on Tuesday, they dismissed his case because I didn't show up. And the man had been released early from prison due to early release for nonviolent offenders. He was in and out several times. He was like a serial burglarizer. So he was kind of stalking me after that. He knew where I lived. He actually lived on the same street 4 blocks north of me, but there was no direct path to our house. You had to walk 2 blocks east or 2 blocks west around a train track. And my husband traveled a lot at the time. And I thought, oh my gosh, if he decides, he was nonviolent, what if that changed? And I couldn't risk that he or somebody else could break into my home and I would have no way to defend myself and my kids. Yeah. So that's where my training started. And then I came to realize that women were the fastest growing demographic of gun owners, probably for the same reason I was. And men, I've had some absolutely fabulous male teachers, absolutely fabulous, but none of them have had the same challenges that I've had. I'm always, well, now my kids are bigger. My youngest is now 15. But I was toting around toddlers. And as soon as concealed carry became a thing in Illinois, I was carrying, and I needed to make sure that my children were safe around my guns. So, men, yeah, they deal with their children too, but I was like in direct contact. And how do I make sure that my firearm stayed out of their unauthorized hands? Just women are curvy. Men, they're basically pants and a shirt. We have skirts, we have shorts, we have workout wear that's totally different than men's workout wear. And, since motherhood is kind of an extreme sport, we find ourselves in those workout clothes quite frequently. So how was I going to carry so that people didn't know that I was carrying? And I get to share that with women. Women have smaller hands than men. It's comfortable for, my oldest son and my husband, as far as a firearm, is not necessarily comfortable for me. So I help women navigate that and definitely encourage trying several things out before they make any purchases, and take notes on what they've tried. The rental cabinet at most gun ranges is an awesome place to start.
Yeah, wow. So those are pretty intense stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know exactly why you are where you are today, because you're protecting yourself and you were protecting your family as they were growing up right. too. And so talk a little bit about is it an association, or what is it? A Girl and a Gun?
Right. So I have my business, which is Code Red Solutions. And through that, I teach concealed carry, CPR, first aid. And then I started a ladies shooting league It's actually a national organization. I started the West Suburban, Illinois chapter last year. We're actually coming up on our first anniversary next week. Our anniversary is April 19th, which is a very significant day in history. It's the anniversary of the shot heard around the world. It's the day that marksmanship was born. So we called it the shot heard round the burbs. But a girl and a gun is education, recreation, competition, and community. I have ladies that come that have never shot a gun in their life. I have ladies that they've shot, they're lukewarm on it, but their husband has guns and they want to know how to effectively make them safe if they think that the gun isn't in safe condition, like unloaded and locked. Some of the ladies want to compete, and a Girl and a Gun offers quarterly matches, and the purse for those quarterly matches goes up to close to $500. And we've had a couple of winners in the West Suburban chapter, so that's been exciting. And then it's just been a great community. A Girl and a Gun's hashtag is "It's More Than Shooting." We've done different events together, trained together for CPR, especially after the Damar Hamlin Monday Night Football thing happened. I think that was back in January. People got religion knowing that, hey, you know, if something happens to one of my loved ones, I want to be prepared to save their life. So I offer that kind of training at discounted rates for my chapter members.
Wonderful. Yeah, and I've taken one of your CPR first aid classes, and it was wonderful.
Yes. So your clients are in extra good hands when they're on your table.
Oh, yes. Yes. I definitely, every time I'm going to renew, which is what, every 2 years? Is that correct?
Every 2 years. Yeah.
2 years. So I have another year before I have to renew again. And I will definitely renew with you, Anne Marie.
Well, thank you, Sabrina.
Yeah. Yeah. And the last and final question I want to ask you is, what are you grateful for right now?
I am so grateful for my family and my friends. I have had some rock star support in my journey, and I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have gotten to the place I am now without that support. I have some amazing, especially the women in my life that I've met either through the chamber or through a Girl and a Gun. Just the support has been amazing. So I'm really loving it.
Yeah, wonderful.
It's been a great journey.
Wonderful. Well, Anne Marie, thank you so much for this interview. And the last thing I want to have you share is how people can get a hold of you.
The best place would be my website. There's a link that you can click on to contact me, and the website is coderedsolutionsllc.com.
All right, and I will include that with this video, and anywhere that we post it, I will put that. Plus, I'll put your hashtag for, what is it? Hashtag?
It's more than shooting.
It's more than shooting for a Girl and a Gun.
Yeah.
Yes. Again, thank you so much, Anne Marie.
Thank you, Sabrina. It was great talking with you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey there. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my videos. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button and turn on your notifications so each time we drop a video, you'll be the first to notice. And also, I'd really appreciate this if you share this with a friend or family member and spread the word about my YouTube channel. Thank you. I love you. Mwah.